Hello, I am here to discuss a matter of significant concern, the premature deterioration of vision. Are you personally experiencing a decline in your sight that feels accelerated? Let's delve into the mechanics of your eyes. Within your ocular structure, you possess two distinct sets of muscles. The short-range muscles that enable you to focus on nearby objects, and the long-range muscles that govern your distant vision. Crucially, by the age of 11, the developmental setting of these muscles is typically finalized. Today, eye care professionals are sounding the alarm regarding children's eyesight due to a pervasive societal shift and overexposure to short-range viewing. This issue stems from constant engagement with technology computers, handheld gaming devices, televisions, and similar screens. The result is an imbalance, an overutilization of those short-range muscles, coupled with a chronic underexposure to long-range viewing. I recall the wisdom of an esteemed senior doctor who once declared, "We should dedicate more time to observing the mountains." While a grand vista may not be available to everyone, the principle remains: seek out distant objects. Are you routinely taking breaks to focus on clouds, the tops of trees, or birds in flight? If your occupation requires prolonged time at a computer, the ideal medical guidance is to interrupt this routine every single hour to engage in a dedicated period of long-range viewing. Furthermore, if your work is computer-intensive, I must strongly recommend that you completely abstain from computer use in the evening hours. Tell me, do you frequently find yourself needing to squint to clarify your screen image? Or do you wake up in the morning with eyes that feel strained, dry, or fatigued? Our ability to perceive the world relies entirely on our eyes, yet it is an unfortunate reality that their function weakens as we age. Currently, an astonishing 2.2 billion individuals globally do not have access to clear vision. In the United States alone, more than 12 million adults over the age of 40 are contending with some degree of vision loss. But let us pause to consider an empowering proposition. What if a straightforward natural intervention could genuinely begin to repair your sight? Imagine achieving improvement without expensive surgical procedures or the increasing dependency on thicker corrective lenses. While this may sound too promising to be true, I assure you that in the moments that follow, you will discover the precise mechanisms behind why your vision fails, the definitive steps you can take to halt this degenerative process, and a potent little-known oil that holds the secret to restoring your acuity. This information is often overlooked by the mainstream medical community. If any questions arise as we proceed, please log them immediately, and I will personally address each one. Are you prepared to uncover the full truth about your vision health? Then let us proceed immediately. The fundamental principle is this: your eyes need an environment that favors overexposure to long-range stimuli and a corresponding underexposure to short-range stimuli. This is precisely why the time children spend on computers, Game Boys, and similar technology must be strictly and consistently limited. To the parents among you here is the concrete strategy I advise. Engage your children with a simple challenge. Is your room entirely clean? Are your cupboards perfectly tidy? Is your bed correctly made? Has the dishwasher been fully unpacked? Have your shoes been polished? You will have your own specific list. The consequence is simple. Complete this and you will earn 15 minutes of technology time. Just imagine the tidiness we would achieve in our homes. Every single minute spent on technology must be earned through productive contribution. While your unconditional love and affection are of course a separate matter and are not earned, we must acknowledge a critical lesson: when children eventually leave the home, nearly everything they receive must be earned. I'm not speaking of spiritual favor, which is unconditional, but of their practical reality. Tragically, a great many children's eyes, cognitive health, and overall physical well-being are being damaged due to this detrimental technological overexposure. Are you actively monitoring and restricting your child's screen time to protect their developing eyes? The reality is, that eyes are deteriorating far too early in the current climate. And let me be direct, once you begin the use of corrective eyeglasses, your eyes can often become somewhat lazy or dependent. Here are several crucial points to remember. Eye strain is not just an irritation, it is a signal. When your brain is exhausted, it simultaneously weakens your eyes. For students and anyone who works mentally demanding hours, when is your brain typically most fatigued? The answer is at the end of the day. Therefore, eye strain experienced in the evening can actively contribute to the weakening of your visual system. In contrast, eye strain experienced in the morning when your brain is refreshed and fully rested does not weaken your eyes. It actually strengthens them. My professional counsel is this: schedule your most detailed fine motor visual tasks for the morning hours rather than for the evening. I also want to introduce the concept of rebounding jumping on a mini trampoline as a powerful tool for eye strengthening. The simple reason is that rebounding dramatically and efficiently increases the blood supply throughout the entire body. However, the specific exercise that maximizes ocular strengthening is achieved when you rebound and simultaneously practice focus changes. For instance, if your rebounder is near a window with a distinct frame, here is the protocol: focus intently on the window frame. The object outside will then jump into your peripheral vision. After 10 seconds, deliberately shift your focus to the distant object outside. The window frame will now jump into your peripheral vision. Do you see how this consistent, deliberate shifting of focus every 10 seconds directly exercises and strengthens the muscles responsible for your eye movement? Beyond exercise, sunlight is a natural tonic that strengthens the eyes. We must, of course, never look directly at the sun. That is a universal health warning. However, simply being outdoors allows the sun's ultraviolet rays to travel through specific neurochemical pathways, reaching and stimulating various parts of your brain. Understand this: your eyes are a direct extension of your brain. Therefore, your brain requires the sun, and it receives that essential sunlight via the eyes. Were you aware that merely stepping outside can be a powerful therapeutic measure for your eyes? Sunlight is a critical regulator that dictates your body's sleep cycles. Ensuring superior rest and quality sleep is vital for maintaining robust eye health. Furthermore, children who spend more time engaged in outdoor play exhibit a significantly reduced risk of developing nearsightedness. And remember, every time you gaze upon a distant object, you are effectively giving your strained eye muscles a much-needed reprieve from near-screen focus. A little fresh air is truly a catalyst for a great visual shift. Now, if you find that you struggle with the intense brightness when transitioning from a dimly lit indoor space to the outdoors, do you recognize this difficulty in your own experience? Here is a simple technique. Close your eyes, tilt your head slightly upward, and allow the sun's rays to pass through your eyelids. Perform this for only 10 to 20 seconds, then lower your head and open your eyes. Your eyes will then be acclimated to the light. This is a very simple, effective method. Let us discuss sunglasses. They are not intrinsically good for your eyes. For example, if you venture out on a hot, bright summer day while wearing sunglasses, your eyes cannot transmit a crucial message to your brain. Conversely, if we step outside on a hot, sunny day without them, the intensity of the sun is constantly monitored by the eyes, and this information is immediately relayed to the brain. When the sun is very strong, the brain sends a corresponding message to the skin, instructing the closing of small receptor sites to reduce the likelihood of sunburn. If you wear sunglasses in intense sun, you are more susceptible to burning because your brain did not receive the necessary message to initiate this protective closure of the receptor sites. Have you noticed that you tend to burn more easily when you wear sunglasses on extremely sunny days? However, common sense must prevail. If someone is going to be driving in a high-glare city environment all day, sunglasses can certainly be a necessary aid. Similarly, for someone engaging in snow activities, skiing for instance, with white snow, blue sky and strong sun sunglasses are essential because the intense glare from the snow can cause ocular burns. When you are intensely focused on a screen, your natural blink rate can drop dramatically, leading to eyes that are uncomfortably dry and chronically irritated. To counter this, you must make a conscious, deliberate effort to blink fully and frequently. This simple intentional habit is critical for keeping your eyes naturally lubricated and comfortable. Furthermore, I advise you to match the brightness of your screen to the brightness of your ambient surroundings, and always enable a blue light filter to mitigate digital strain. Power down all devices and ensure you sleep in total darkness for at least 1 hour before bedtime. Artificial light severely interferes with melatonin production, which disrupts both your rest and the crucial overnight recovery process for your eyes. Finally, place your monitor at eye level and approximately an arm's length away from your body and maintain a straight upright posture. Are you guilty of leaning forward or slouching while working? This poor ergonomic habit not only compresses your posture, but can also trigger tension headaches that significantly worsen eye fatigue. In addition to healthy screen habits, the incorporation of daily eye exercises is non-negotiable for strengthening your vision muscles and sharpening your focus. Here are a few simple exercises you must implement. Near-far focus shift. Every few minutes, shift your gaze between an extremely close object, such as your phone, and a distant object, like a tree or a picture across the room. Ocular rotations. Close your eyes and slowly roll them in a large circular motion, performing the rotation first clockwise, then counterclockwise to loosen any tight muscles. Temple massage. Spend 20 to 30 seconds gently massaging your temples in small circles to stimulate and boost circulation to the eye area. The 20-20-20 rule. This is mandatory. Every 20 minutes, you must look at an object at least 20 feet away for a duration of 20 seconds. Consistently practicing these exercises will relax strained muscles, improve essential blood flow, and substantially reduce your personal risk of early vision decline. Will you commit to incorporating these 4 simple exercises into your daily routine starting today? Now let us turn our attention to conditions like glaucoma and cataracts. Are you currently dealing with the diagnosis of either of these conditions? It is a notable fact that both are predominantly diseases of the Western world, and their prevalence is a direct reflection of the typical Western diet. So what should you be consuming to protect your vision? Your diet must be fundamentally high in fiber. Remember, all plant foods contain fiber. Therefore, your nutritional foundation should be a plant-based diet, providing abundant fiber and generous amounts of protein. Why protein? Because every cellular membrane in your body is composed of approximately 50% protein. And as you learned in my lecture on DNA, the body requires a constant supply of amino acids to construct new cells. The best, cleanest burning fuel source for protein is found in legumes, nuts, and seeds. Legumes. This includes lima beans, black-eyed beans, cannellini beans, chickpeas, lentils, and soy, which is only problematic if genetically modified. Nuts. I advise a portion limit of about 10 nuts per meal, as they can be overconsumed. Seeds. Aim for roughly 1/4 cup of seeds per meal. Most people fail to consume this recommended amount. Too often, they may go a month without consuming nuts, and then purchase a whole packet of cashews, consuming the entire lot in one sitting. Does this pattern sound familiar in your own life? While nuts may seem expensive, they are quite affordable when consumed in the correct small recommended quantities. The 3 truly essential food groups for vision health are fiber, protein, and healthy fats. Eating the correct foods is your primary defense for vision protection and the prevention of ocular diseases. Vision-boosting nutrients. Leafy green spinach kale and Swiss chard are loaded with lutein and zeaxanthin, which act as internal filters for harmful light and drastically reduce the risk of macular degeneration. They also contain vitamin C, which supports the blood vessels within the eyes. Beta-carotene sources, carrots, are famous for improving vision because they are rich in beta-carotene, which your body converts into vitamin A. This vitamin is crucial for maintaining the retina and preventing night blindness. Sweet potatoes and pumpkins are also excellent sources of beta-carotene. Bell peppers. Especially the red and yellow varieties, bell peppers provide abundant vitamin C and other antioxidants that offer protection against cataracts. Citrus fruits. Oranges, lemons, and grapefruits further support eye function by strengthening blood vessels and decreasing oxidative stress. Eggs. They contain lutein, zeaxanthin, and zinc, which all contribute to superior vision. Zinc is a key player in preventing macular degeneration and helps your body efficiently absorb vitamin A. The yolks in particular are among the best sources of these nutrients. Fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, and sardines are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation and ensure your eyes remain adequately hydrated, simultaneously lowering the risk of dry eye syndrome. Plant-based omega-3s, chia seeds, flax seeds, and walnuts are excellent plant-based alternatives for omega-3s. These three essential groups: your fiber, all your plant foods and fruits, your proteins, and your healthy fats, will provide your eyes with every nutrient they need to thrive. Specific therapies for cataracts and glaucoma. The modern prevalence of a high-acid diet rich in sugars, caffeine, starches, cereals, and breads forces the body to release calcium phosphate to neutralize this internal acidity. Unfortunately, this calcium phosphate can crystallize and accumulate in various tissues, including the kidneys, the gallbladder, and on the eyes, manifesting as cataracts. I am here to tell you there is a natural way to address and potentially eliminate cataracts. It involves applying 1 drop of castor oil and gently wiping it over the closed eyelid. The oil will wick through the lashes. Castor oil possesses a unique property that allows it to penetrate deeper than virtually any other oil. Wherever it penetrates, it works to break up unnatural formations, which is precisely what a cataract is. I have received numerous testimonials from individuals confirming that their cataracts are dissolving by consistently following this castor oil protocol. The suggested application is typically twice a day. Furthermore, glaucoma can also be significantly benefited by the application of castor oil to the eye area. I must address a claim sometimes seen on the internet that it is unsafe. I assure you that this is an absolutely ridiculous and baseless assertion. Castor oil is incredibly safe. It does not harm and never hurts. It has been utilized for its healing properties for centuries. Glaucoma is characterized by an increased pressure within the eye that leads to damage of the optic nerve. This pressure buildup occurs when the fluid inside the eye is unable to drain properly. Cataracts, conversely, involve the clouding of the eye's lens, which causes blurry vision. Both are common in older adults and will lead to vision loss if not appropriately managed. Castor oil contains ricinoleic acid, which exhibits potent anti-inflammatory effects. Since inflammation in the eye can contribute to increased pressure, applying castor oil may help mitigate some of this inflammatory response. Some practitioners believe castor oil assists in the drainage of excess fluid, potentially lowering pressure in glaucoma cases. Another key advantage of castor oil is its capacity to keep the eyes deeply lubricated. Many individuals with glaucoma and cataracts suffer from chronic dry eyes, which exacerbates their visual issues. Another key advantage of castor oil is its capacity to keep the eyes deeply lubricated. Many individuals with glaucoma and cataracts suffer from chronic dry eyes, which exacerbates their visual issues. Some data suggests that castor oil can enhance tear film stability maintaining moisture for longer periods. For cataracts, the oil may help dissolve some of the protein aggregates that cause the lens cloudiness. To utilize this treatment, you must choose a high-quality, cold-pressed, hexane-free variety of castor oil. Not all varieties are safe for ocular use, making purity essential. A standard method is to apply a single drop of castor oil into each eye before bedtime. Because castor oil is thick and may temporarily blur your vision, night application is strongly recommended. An alternative is to simply rub a small amount around the eyelids. This allows the oil to be absorbed through the skin, providing moisture and reducing inflammation without direct entry into the eye. Some individuals prefer this method if they are hesitant about applying oil directly into the eye. Which method do you feel most comfortable trying? Finally, I recommend a highly beneficial eye wash for addressing sore, bloodshot, or dry eyes, and it can also be used as a supplementary treatment for glaucoma. The formula is half a teaspoon of golden seal, half a teaspoon of eye bright, 1 cup of boiling water. Allow this mixture to cool completely, then strain it thoroughly. You can then use a small specialized eye bath cup to wash your eyes with this solution a couple of times daily. I have personally witnessed guests in our program who suffered from either dry eyes or constantly weeping eyes find significant relief from using this specific tea. Let us quickly review a few more herbs that are known to support robust eye health. Bilberry. This herb is rich in anthocyanins compounds that strengthen the minute blood vessels in your eyes and even improve night vision. Research suggests it may decelerate the progression of cataracts and macular degeneration. Research suggests it may decelerate the progression of cataracts and macular degeneration. Ginkgo biloba. It is known to enhance circulation throughout the entire body, including to your eyes, which may decrease the risk of glaucoma and age-related vision decline. Its powerful antioxidants safeguard delicate eye cells from damage. Turmeric. Thanks to its active compound curcumin, turmeric provides potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant benefits that combat the oxidative stress linked to cataracts and retinal damage. Incorporating these herbs into your diet or taking them as supplements can play a substantial and powerful role in maintaining healthy, resilient eyesight. Caring for your vision truly is a process of small, consistent steps. Sometimes just 1 drop of the correct oil each night can initiate a dramatic positive change. If these detailed, actionable medical tips have been helpful to you, I would be grateful if you would acknowledge this with a tap of the like button and share this crucial information with someone you care about who could benefit from clearer sight. If you are ready to give your eyes the complete natural care they truly deserve, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so I can continue to send you more personalized guidance and reminders. Thank you for dedicating this time to your health. Please take exceptional care of your eyes, and I look forward to seeing you in our next consultation.